All right, let's dive into this. We're exploring a temple that's, well, it's so much more than just a place of worship. It's a story of survival, of transformation, and it's a direct link to a past that has, and I mean this literally, vanished right off the map. So, what you're looking at right here, this is the Wind God Temple in Tainan. And yeah, today it's kind of squeezed in between city streets. But you have to imagine, for centuries, this exact spot was the grand, official maritime gateway to the entire island. This was the front door to Taiwan, the very first piece of land that visiting dignitaries would step foot on. And here's its big claim to fame. It's the only temple in all of Taiwan that's primarily dedicated to the god of wind. Just one. That uniqueness is what makes its story, and the fact that it's still standing, just so incredible. So, to really get a feel for this place, let's start where pretty much everyone would have started their journey back in the 18th century, right at this grand entrance pavilion, the Jieguanting. Now, this wasn't just any old gate. I mean, really try to picture this. You've just stepped off a ship after a long, grueling sea voyage. This pavilion is the very first thing you pass through. It was the most important front door in the entire city, where officials would be greeted with the whole shebang, full imperial ceremony and all. You gotta understand, every single detail here was designed to send a message, to project power and good fortune. You had these intricate carvings of mythical beasts everywhere, bold calligraphy that was meant to, secure Taiwan's foundations. It was absolutely built to impress. And check this out. The stone craftsmanship is so good, it actually mimics the look of a traditional wooden roof. Just incredible work. Okay, so let's head inside the temple proper. This is where we get to meet the powerful deities who control the very elements that ancient sailors, lived and died by. And we'll start with the main god himself. And right away, you run into a fundamental challenge, right? I mean, how do you make a statue of something you can't even see, like the wind? How do you give a physical form to a totally invisible force of nature? Well, the solution the original artisans came up with was just brilliant, a perfect blend of folklore and pure artistry. So what did they do? They used powerful symbolism. The wind god, who they call Fengbo or Wind Uncle, is shown as this wise old man holding a magical gourd that's said to contain all the winds of the world. And his counterparts, the gods of water and fire, they're color-coded, blue for water, red for fire. It's a really clever way to make these huge, abstract forces of nature immediately recognizable. Okay, now flanking the main hall, you'll find two other absolutely essential weather deities, Lei Gong, the thunder god, and Dianmu, the lightning mother. And their origin story, wow. It's this really traumatic piece of folklore about a tragic and thankfully corrected misunderstanding. And this whole story is just a brilliant example of how folklore directly shapes religious art. I mean, everything from her selfless act to the tragic mistake and the divine justice at the end, it's all reflected perfectly in the statues you see in the temple. The lighting mother holds these mirrors to light the way, to make sure a mistake like that never happens again, while the bird-like thunder god holds his axe. They're this perfect pair, forever bound to make sure justice is delivered correctly. All right, let's shift our focus to the temple walls now, because the art here doesn't just decorate, it documents. It's basically a stunning time capsule. And this is something that's incredibly rare. Most temples, they paint scenes from mythology or famous literature. But here, the murals depict the temple's actual surroundings from over 200 years ago. These paintings, they're pretty much one of the only visual records we have of the old Nanhei port. We're talking about a bustling waterway that has since been totally filled in and paved over. It's a powerful, almost haunting reminder of just how much this city has changed. But look, this temple's story isn't just about a glorious past. It's also a modern story, a tale about incredible resilience in the face of, near total destruction and rediscovery. I mean, just look at this timeline. It shows this almost unbelievable cycle of loss and renewal. First, the temple gets carved down by city planning. It goes from this huge four-hall complex to the size it is today. Then, just as it's getting this new lease on life in 2013 with a modern design project, a devastating earthquake strikes, and it threatens to destroy what's left, completely. But what's so incredible about this part of the story is the silver lining of that horrible earthquake. You see, for over a century, those two stone pavilions were misidentified as bell and drum towers. Everyone just assumed that's what they were. But the quake forced new research, and that research uncovered their true purpose as steeple pavilions. So it actually allowed for a much more accurate, more authentic restoration. Crazy, right? And the final piece of this modern transformation was something called the Light Up Project. And this wasn't about flooding the place with harsh, glaring lights. No, the designers used this really subtle bottom-up illumination to highlight the temple's incredible architectural beauty. And it completely changed the feel of the place, turning it from just a historic site into this warm, inviting beacon in the city at night. So, really, this temple's journey is this powerful story of transformation. It went from a functional, official gateway to a cherished cultural icon. Think about it. It has survived the sea literally receding, the city expanding around it, and the very earth shaking beneath it. It's become this amazing symbol of Tainan's own resilience. You know, the Wind God Temple is really a testament to the idea that our everyday landscapes are just layered with these incredible stories of history, art, and survival. It kind of challenges all of us to look a little closer at the landmarks we walk past every single day and just ask ourselves, how many other lost worlds like this are just waiting to be rediscovered?